Hey guys, good morning. Over here we are in Arizona, and we got a special gentleman here that joined the Golden Vein forces with this beautiful puppy, second to none, fast track. And we would like a little bit to know the mechanics behind buying one of these dogs, because there's so many other choices that you can have, a million choices. But why will he spend way more money than you buy a common pit bull or a red dog from somebody else, and he end up buying a dog from Chico Lopez? So without any further ado, please introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about you, and then I'll ask you a couple questions about the process of how you end up buying this puppy.
My name's Rigoberto, and I do middle long distance marathon races, and, uh, and I also used to fight, and I always wanted
Boxing.
yeah,
You
yeah,
used to do boxing.
yeah. I used to do boxing, and for many years. So when I got into the to running, so I always wanted since I was a little kid, I always wanted the real American pit bull. But until it took years for me to get to that point, I didn't want just any normal dog. And I seen Chico Lopez that he had the best.
How many years ago was that you first came about?
Man, it's been like 6, 7 years.
Man, I wish the people out there that that been waiting for 6, 7, 8 years, they will pull the trigger a little bit sooner. That was a long process. I guess everybody got their own process, but you were looking at different dogs and you were studying what was a real American people terrier. Am I correct?
Right.
So do you look at our website or Instagram?
I looked at the website. I actually Googled the real American Pit Bull. So I seen different websites. There's other breeders, but I seen something in your dogs that was unique and different. So I just there's times that I'll go back to online and look, and then I'll just as training and just meditating on what I seen.
You want to make sure that you got the right dog. Is that
That's
correct? I'm
correct.
getting the understanding that your process was very methodology. Like you were going, thinking about it, calculating, everything, right?
Right, that's correct. Yeah.
And and one day I don't know where I get a call from you, and so how did that happen? How you decided to make that call? Because there's a lot of people out there that they want to make the call.
Right.
A lot of people come into my Instagram and they always like giving hands, like I love it, I like it. One day they're dreaming, but they don't make their dreams come true. And a lot of times life get on the way. The wife end up getting a poodle, a cheesy dog, or maybe they get a fake pit bull. And once you fall in love with a cheesy dog or a fake pit bull, that's your pet. So you start, the same thing like if you have a lizard or a chicken or a spider or a turtle as a pet, it's yours, so you like it. But in your case, you always had animals around you,
Right.
but you took your time to get the best dog. So tell us a little bit about the study. How the study, when you were going in and out, you were saying just now.
I was looking into getting a dog that's gonna benefit not just me, like in my running, or just to have around just to motivate me and encourage me to just go that extra mile.
Wow,
And
I love this. I love this. So you wanted something that will that motivate you to go harder, to give you courage, to give you the greed to
right.
go harder, right?
Right, and then so I was talking to my mom, and she wanted to get like a small little dog. I said, well, that dog's not gonna benefit me, and it's not gonna benefit you when the dog stays home, and have a dog that's gonna actually protect the house.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want your mom to get a weak dog.
That's
You
right.
know, a lot of people don't know this, Rigoberto. When you have a dog that's weak, he needs to be protected because he's a weak dog. And if you're your mom, you wanted to have a dog that'll give her confidence and the will to fight and continue to go forward in life with all the adversities that life might have. So it's not only having a dog that protects, There's a lot of people who don't understand these. These dogs, and you mention it to yourself though. I'm trying to take that and put it in perspective of your mom. The dog will motivate you, but you also motivate your mother. Have you thought about that?
Yeah.
Okay, good, yeah.
Yeah, so just one day, it was raining, and and I never made that call because I thought that I wasn't ready. I wanted to, but just that one day, I said this is the time, and that's when I called you, and
How was the feeling?
it
'Cause
was
a lot of people when they call me, it's like, I cannot believe that you're on the phone, that you pick up the phone.
yeah, I was excited, and then in the way, I was like, man, should I do it? I was like kind of like hesitating, but inside my heart, I knew it was a time.
Can I tell you something? When you called, I knew that you wanted to buy the dog, but I also knew that you needed to be pushed a little bit.
Right.
So I decided, I said, this guy here, he's either buy or he get the hell out.
Right.
And I told you, I said, you pull the trigger right now, we're not wasting any time.
Right.
You put a deposit right now, because a lot of times we want something as buyers, but we're a little bit insecure about should we make it. And you have 6 years already. So I had to tell you, listen, you put a deposit today, or I will put your name into don't sell this guy anything, which I do. People call me, and I don't, sometimes I block them, but a lot of times I put don't sell to this guy. So when the phone rings, I see don't sell to this guy. Or I put this guy is a swamp. This guy is a scumbag. I always put titles on the names. I don't even ask them their names, just put it. So the phone is ringing and I say scumbag calling. I pick up and I say, yes, how can I help you? And then they come in, they act like they never spoken with me, like, yeah, and I already got you, bro. I just wanted to school them a little bit. So in your case, I knew that you were looking for a long time, and I felt like you needed the sales push, Right. And I felt real good when I told you, you put a deposit, show me that you're serious, right. And then I felt like you needed that, and you felt a little relieved. I felt like you relieved, like, yeah, I'm gonna put a deposit now. Right. And now I told you, I said, put a deposit now, and a month for puppies are very small, a month for now, you put a little bit more, and then you give me the balance when I meet you. I wanted to give you that confidence for you to know that I don't hold all the chips, that is still, when we meet, you get the money. But they knew your mom was on the phone, and she was playing like, no, don't do nothing, right. Don't do it. Yeah. And I told her, I said, I will deliver the dog myself, just to show you that we're real. You know what I'm saying? Because at that moment I didn't know that you understood I was real. Right. But let me ask you a question. After you put the first deposit, how do you feel?
To be honest with you, I felt, even though I was looking into it years back, just, off and on looking, your website and, actual other websites that's out there, and I was like, man, I should have waited, but I had already waited, years. So, I said, it's already done, I'm just going to go with it. And, it was the right decision.
Let me ask you a question. How do you felt when I kept sending you videos and being in touch with you and letting you know everything's okay? How did that feel? Every time you ask me, I pick up the phone every time. If I miss your call, then I call you back. If you ask me for a video or a picture, I always deliver. How did that make you feel?
It was, it made me feel, it was good. It's kind of like, I was excited. My mom was excited too. It's kind of like, you're getting a bond. You're expecting, to receive that, your dog. So, it builds that, it felt good, and two, just, I had questions when I call you, and then you'll answer the phone, so, that makes you feel that, it's you're not messing around. There's other people that you call, they don't give you just that quality of service.
Communication, right?
Right, yeah.
So now we go forward, and I was leaving on the day, and we were looking for the proper name. Right. So we went through that experience trying to get the perfect name that'll suit you. And you wanted a dog that was like the best and a good name related to your hobby or profession of running.
Right.
And so you know, I'm coming in. So I'm coming in. I'm leaving, and you know, I'll get to Dallas, and then I send you the picture from the plane. I want to know how do you felt when you get the picture from the plane. Like, you knew, okay, this guy is coming for real. He is in the freaking plane.
Right.
You felt that, like, I wonder all the time, like, how you feel.
And I was excited, you know. Actually, that night I couldn't even sleep. You know, it just, you know, it was like hard to believe that it was gonna happen. It was gonna happen.
Wow,
You know?
6 years building up,
Yeah,
everything,
just
the
like,
excitement, the thoughts. And you can imagine that for 6 years you were hanging around from a string. You couldn't go and get the wrong dog, you know, from one of the imitators, from one of the
right,
pretenders, the copycats, or just some low life backyard breeder. But one thing I admire about my clients, they're very smart. They know what they want. Your process was a little longer, I have to be honest with you, than most clients. You're like, it's not usual, you know.
right,
But I respect everybody. Everybody got their own process, and the good thing about it is that you made your dream come true. You couldn't make this dream come true 6 years ago, by the way. So you know, but you got the dog on your time. Go to the airport. You're coming in with Lucas, and I tell you I'm coming in, and I open the bag and I hand you over the dog. I actually took a picture of that. I'm gonna put it on the video. So how did that feel?
and it was exciting. It was just man, it was amazing. Just to hold the dog. You know, it was all those. You know, it took maybe like 2 months, 2 months and a half, or 3 months. I don't know, but just counting the days and for, just to be there and holding the dog, man, it was amazing.
Putting the money together and everything else, and
Right, right.
and then we came here. We stay in your house, which is a beautiful house, by the way. I love this house. But you know, now you had the puppy. You're enjoying him already for 2 days, and you start to see how smart he is. You tell him not to bite the cable. He goes around you. Then he goes outside to get his own toy, so he can chew on the toy instead of the cable. When you start to realize this dog is like freakily smart, how does that make you feel?
And it's, you know, it's really like sinking in that, you know, that I have the dog, and you know it's gonna take a couple more days. But yeah, man, yeah, it's amazing just to see, you know, how smart this dog
To
is.
hold him,
Yeah,
man.
to
To
hold
hold
him,
him.
and he's real smart. Yeah, so
Let me ask you a question. When we were at the parking lot in the airport, and you brought the food, and you saw him so ferocious eating the food and shaking it and everything, how did that? Because I know your face would kind of like lit up a little bit,
right.
like you were so excited, like, God damn, this dog is a bad mother flower. How did it make you feel?
Yeah, well, I never seen a pup do that, eat his food like that. So I was like, whoa, this is not a normal dog, just any dog, you know, just to see to eat his food like that, you know. And man, I was like, whoa.
I will tell you one more thing that I really that I take with me with a very a great feeling in my heart. When we came out of Taqueria yesterday, you said, I might not have the Rolls Royce or cars, but I got the Ferrari of dogs.
Right.
That was exciting to hear you. Did that something? I mean, I know that thought. I said that thought many times. You heard me say that before, or that came out naturally from you?
Yeah, cause I seen that car next to my car when we were coming out, and that's when I told you, you know, I don't have that car, but I have this. I have this big boy right here. So you know, I know that the luxury of the car, you know, that Rolls Royce, Mercedes, you know, it's, you know, you drive it, but it's not gonna bring that, you know, that spark what this dog's gonna, you know, do in our lives, you know, not just in my life but in my mom's life, you know.
Oh, very, very, very important. Very important.
So I might not have that car, but you know, I got the best of the best right here.
When I landed, because I landed in El Paso, when I landed at the airport, I told you, I said, when this is the best dog in the city right now. And as we were driving, I said, whatever city this dog goes, he's going to be the best dog in the city or state. And I meant to say, I meant every word of what I said. And, you know, you start to see this dog, and as he grew up, and he's like big growing and stuff with personality, and the bond that he grew up with you is running and being in the house, protecting you. And not only that, the compliments. Right. And you walk with this dog in the street, people are like, oh my God, where do you got the dog from, you know? Right. All those things, it gives you the sense of worth. And you're like, it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people a lot of times, I said, these dogs give you happiness not only when you buy them, but it's every interaction that you have. It becomes the best dog experience you ever had. Now I ask you a question. You got to see Copper Day. You got to see the Bagman, Chilindrina, all these dogs that I just showed you. After you've seen these dogs in weight pulling competitions, how do you feel about your puppy?
And it just feels, you know, it just gives me that I have just part of that history that I have it here in my hands. And so, you know, just, man, it just feels amazing, man, to be able to have that part of, you know, just history, you know.
The legacy, right?
Legacy, right? The legacy of the
now, you know, you don't got to come on Pitbull. You
right,
know, you got something really above, right?
Yeah, and I won't be able to get anything else, you know, from anywhere else. You know, it feels good to be able to have that, you know, and that it's just amazing, man.
How about Lucas, your nephew?
Yeah, he's excited. He loves the dog, and you know, it just that he's gonna be able just to be part of, you know,
part of the whole experience, right?
Right, the whole
like when you go back to his town and show him the dog, like you were telling me, you'll take him on a walk in the mountain top of the city. Right. Now you have a partner in your dog that you can experience and share the moments together. A lot of times it's about sharing those moments, you know. Right. You know, in those moments where we are humans, a lot of times we don't think about possessions. But owning a dog like this is a possession, yet at the same time got feelings that you can feel in your heart, that when you touch the dog, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's a different animal. Plus, as we were talking before, you know, in the moment that things get hard on the race for you, maybe a little tough for you, right, you know you got a dog that's going to push you a little bit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Going to ask you, hey man, give a little bit more. Chris Crawford talks about that a lot. Say, Goldie pushes me to push myself a little more, you know? And so I'm very happy that you got the dog, you know, that you know he's a great pet, that he's going to be a member of these Dog of the Champions, you know? You got the Dog of the Champions. So it's a great feeling. I'm taking some beautiful pictures of this dog right now. You have no idea. And he's wearing his collar. What do you think about that collar, man?
I love it. Just makes him look, you know, complete, you know.
Tough.
Yeah, tough. And it's just not like the other collars, you know, it just goes with the dog. You know, makes him look beautiful.
Yeah. Yep, well, thank you so much. We're going to head to the airport in a little bit, but I want to make sure that So let me ask you a question before we go. What will be a message to those people that are watching this video right now and they're thinking about whether they buy a dog from me or from somebody else? What will you tell them?
Now I'll tell them that, you know, they cannot go wrong. You know, sometimes, you know, you doubt or you wonder. You know, we had some bad experience with other people in the past. That
wanted to ask you that question because you had sent a deposit to somebody on a different, not dogs, but different venue, and they scammed you, right?
Right. So that's one thing, you know, my mom, she told me, here we go again. But I felt, you know, in my heart that, you know, you're real, legit, and not just with talking to you, but you know, seeing the other people has purchased dogs from you. And so, you know, there's a time that I kind of like, you know, people telling me, no, you're crazy, and but I just went with my heart, and I just want to let you know that.
I want to tell you thank you too. You know, I want to tell you thank you too for trusting us, because you're not only trusting me, you're trusting my wife as well, and she put a lot of time with the dogs, man. I mean, she's really special. So these dogs are raised with love, and they come from the very best dogs in the history of the breed. The Golden Vein, the tip of the spear, the apex of the American Pitbull Terrier breed. When the dogs became far away from the framework, far away from the standard, from backyard breeders, from having their own thoughts and how things will be done, and they have literally no experience. And getting a dog, and it kind of feels a little weird still saying it, but from the GOAT, the most acclamated, the most merited dogman in the history of the breed. So you're taking a piece of history. But I want to tell you thank you for the trust that you put on us. We are very far away. So from someone in the United States and their hard-earned money, and they're getting, because you're getting more for your money, getting worth more in the dog. This dog is worth more than what you pay for it. That's, I always like to over-deliver. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, you had other choices. And if you're weak, you go for other choices. But you have a hard man, and you can understand that there are still honest people in the world. Like for me, it was very hard for me to sell these dogs 5 years ago. It was impossible. I didn't want to do it, to trust people. But I'm trusting you that you're not going to breed the dog with nobody. I'm trusting you that you're not going to fight the dog, that you're not going to do anything illegal. That this is your pet for you and your mom, for you to go running, do good things, for him to raise together with Lucas. And you have no children, am I correct?
Right.
No wife. So this is definitely a man's dog.
Right.
And you're an alpha male for sure. You know? You're an alpha male. You're ready to protect yourself, but you want to have a companion. There's times that you by yourself. And also as men, the way I feel, and I tell this to a lot of people, I said, the way I feel is like we can have white hair in our heads, but there's always inside of us that little boy, that memory. Does that kind of click to you? Because you smile. Does that kind of click to you? Like there's the little boy that one day when I have money, one day when my father come back or something, he's going to bring me a dog. It's going to be the best dog in the neighborhood. Because as children, I don't know if it happens in the United States with American people, but Latino America, we raise, and everybody got dogs in their houses and stuff like that. And you might have somebody that got a purebred dog, right? German Shepherd. My case was a German Shepherd. They had some German Shepherds. So my father gave me this German Shepherd, which I love very much, but it was a mutt. It wasn't quality. So they would make fun of me because they say, oh, this guy got a... So I always had a chip on my shoulder. I wanted to have the best dog in the world since I was a little kid. So when I was in America and I decided that the best dog was the American Pitbull Terrier, you bet I was on a mission to make sure that I own the best American Pitbull Terrier. And I discovered that I had to create it myself. And because I had to create it, I had to become the dogman. I had to do all this. But you know, I didn't know. I did it all for a very selfish reason. It's all about me. And then with men like you, it gives significance to my work. Because I'm making the dreams of that little boy, which is you, Rigoberto, also become true. So by you having this dog, you made an old dream come true that goes back before the 6 years.
Yeah.
The 6 years was just the process that took you to get to me. But am I going in the right direction? When you're a little boy, you're thinking about having that dog.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I used to get magazines, and then I would just see them, and I used to dream, you know, that one day, you know, because you know, at that time my mom, she said those dogs are no good, you know, they bite people, and I was just a little kid, and I said one day, you know, I'm gonna have one of those dogs. And I still have those, you know, magazines and stuff, you know, and you know, I'm just looking back, and you know, I just can't believe it, you know, that you know I already have, you know,
It became truth.
Yeah.
He actually got a better dog than the ones in the magazines.
Right.
Time came through, and my dogs got better.
Right.
You know, I got better, the dogs got better, and you got this gorgeous looking puppy right here. He's precious. So I am very happy that I can make your dreams come true. You as a little boy, and all the men out there that want to make their dreams come true. And I feel bad for them. A lot of them, the wife, like, oh, I want to get this toy dog, this feminine dog, It pisses me off sometimes. And the guy is like, oh man, but I want to have my dog. I applaud all those men that tell their wives, listen, I'm going to bring a dog from Chico Lopez. And I have a lot of guys that brought their dogs almost by force to the house. And I have a friend of mine that actually got divorced. His wife called me and said, listen, did he buy a dog from you? Is he coming here with a dog? And he was ugly, but she didn't love him. And then I have ladies that told their husbands, don't buy that dog, I want a different dog. They bring my dog to the house, and the husbands call me with the wife in speakerphone. Chico, thank you for the dog. It's my dog now. At the beginning, I didn't know your dog was that good, but now I love this dog. He sleeps in the bed with me every day. And so if he needs a dog for himself, he needs to buy another dog from you. It happens so many times where the wives change their mind, their perception of those nasty dogs that go hurting people, and you start thinking about it. Every dog in the news is so fake, yet they call them Pitbulls. And they make laws around these fake dogs, but they use the name of American Pitbull Terrier to hurt the breed. And who's guilty of that? Every single breeder that breeds their mutts, their ideas, their pedigree, the idea of preservation. You can't preserve elephants by preserving horses or donkeys. You don't got the right dog because you're ignorant or you learn things the bad way. That's your problem. My website, originalpitbull.com, chicolopez.com, pitbulluniversity.com, and for those that are watching the video, you got the full recommendation here from one of our ambassadors, Mr. Rigoberto. Here with second to none, fast track, the best dog in the city, the best dog in the state. Well, I don't know if I can say the best dog in the state. He's among them because I got another gentleman that got two beautiful dogs here for me. I told you in Tucson, Arizona, and great guy. Maybe one day we meet him, meet the dogs and stuff. But thank you so much from the heart for not only the hospitality. We had a great time yesterday in Tombstone, but also for being so genuine, and so transparent. I really appreciate that. And give us the opportunity to put this super duper amazing puppy in your hands. Can't wait for our relationship to grow and continue. As I told you, I remember when I told you we are going to be friends for a lifetime. I told you that, remember? And I told you I want to make sure that you understand this is my words are very sincere. I'm not just like some used car salesman telling you something. I deliver every time, right? So I want to say thank you. And I'm going to load up the video. I'm going to send you the link. You let your mother watch the video. I promised her that I would come here, and I kept my promise. That's another promise I kept. So thank you very much, you guys, and enjoy this puppy. And he's officially the dog of the champions. Thank you, Roberto.